In this week's review, I wanted to cover with you a couple's review of the Spyder F3, and to do so, I brought along my better half, Moab Woman.
Hello.
When I originally bought the Spyder, the reason for buying it was we were trying to find a vehicle that would replace our Jeep, which was so much on gas to my commute back and forth to work. Now, I wasn't going to get rid of the Jeep, so I wanted to find something that was cheap and cost-effective for us to get. Now, smaller cars, even though they were decent on gas mileage, I just really didn't care for the smaller options. And I used to ride two-wheel motorcycles, so I started looking into that. I know that she had rode two-wheel motorcycles in the past, didn't care for them too much as a passenger, and I didn't care for having somebody double as well whenever I was driving it. So it was kind of hard to find that option, and that was one of the things that I really wanted to look for, was something that she would be interested in as well. So when we looked at the Spyder F3, it kind of fit all those options.
Initially, we didn't know we were going to get a Spyder. We were looking at the slingshots, and the more we started looking at the Spyders, we went back and forth, and then just decided on the Spyder. I got to sit on a couple of them. Balance wasn't an issue. It looked sporty. It was big enough to feel a little bit more secure than on a two-wheel motorcycle.
For me, the Spyder is very comfortable on long trips. The way that they've built it and you sit in the bike, the seat is very well made, the position you're riding in is very comfortable, and holding on the handlebars, with everything combined, it makes you feel like you're real safe. Now, for a passenger, as a driver, when you have a passenger on the back, they're not pushing up against you, they're not making you uncomfortable. You don't have to worry about them swaying as well, so the ride is great with a passenger or without.
I will say I was very surprised with the comfort when we started riding. And the cannonball seat has made a huge difference, as well as the backrest for me. I will say I don't really prefer to ride on the interstate if we don't have to. I just still get scared when we have 18-wheelers right next to us, but we take back roads as much as we can. But all in all, if I had some armrests, that would make me feel a little bit more safer. Other than that, I just have the bars right here. So in thinking down the line of another motorcycle, maybe an RT, that's something that we may consider in the future.
Now, with the gas prices going up so high, the Spyder's really been a good option for us, especially on taking long trips. With the Jeep, we can spend at least $100 on gas going anywhere, and we really don't want to go a whole lot of places because it does take so much in the Jeep on gas. So with the Spyder, roughly we don't spend more than like $30 a trip if we go out for long trips, so that's really helped us in getting out.
And I actually look forward to going places and knowing that it's not going to hurt us in the wallet.
Now, to me, one of the downsides as a couple of the Spyder F3 is that there's not a whole lot of room for storage. The front does a good job as far as having things that are small and that you're able to take with you, like wallets, watches, phones, or anything like that. But as far as actually having stuff with you when you travel, looking back on it, if we'd have thought more about it and I'd have known that she would have rode more, I often wonder if we would have got something like the RT. So if that is something that's majorly important to you and you know that you're going to be riding with somebody, maybe the RT might be a better option. That's something you might want to consider. Because again, looking back on it, I kind of wondered if that would have been something that we might have gotten. I still love the looks of the Spyders over the RTs. So basically for me, I probably wouldn't have done that again, and I would have do the same thing over and bought the Spyder as well. There's things like backpacks and stuff that we can wear, but for long trips, extended long trips, the RT does give you better options. They also have a towing package on some of the big ones where you can tow along a little thing behind your bike where you can put stuff like tents for overnight camping, also any type of luggage and stuff like that. So the bigger the bike, the better the options, but that was something I'm into, but that might be something you need to consider if you are looking at purchasing a Spyder and haven't had one before.
I will say a downside for me, in my opinion, are just these handlebars in the back to hold on to. I can hold on to him if I need to, but I feel more safe if I'm actually just holding on to something. So had we have known then what we know now about the RT and just having a little bit more room as far as, or more enclosure for me, I would feel a little bit more safer. And maybe a heated seat, that wouldn't be a bad option either, because sometimes, you know, it does get cold when you're on the bike. You're exposed to all the elements. But really, that's the only two things that I would probably change if we upgrade.
For me, I think the Spyder's brought us closer together because whenever we ride around with the helmet on, we just have conversations and talk to each other about the whole time, so it's like we're the only two in existence.
We have the perfect weather here in Southern California, and there's so many places to go, and it's just enjoyable knowing that we got something that we enjoy riding and can go for a new adventure every time.
Thanks again for watching. In this week's video, I wanted to bring to you this couple's review. And to do so, I thought it only fair that I bring along my couple, Moab Woman. That sounds stupid. Bring along my couple, Moab Woman. Thanks for staring at me through the camera.
Dude, and just ask. Oh my God, I'm so sorry.
No, it's okay. Yeah. Now you make fun of me for not practicing, huh? Oh, I know what I'm going to say.
I know what I'm going to say,
Yeah,
but I said
I'm
your
say.
name.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah. Thanks.
Take it from the top.
Yeah. So now that everybody knows me, the one thing that I wanted to cover with, oh my God.
You know, I was going to tell you that. You said you didn't want to go. You didn't want to go to work. That's
I know. I told you it's hard doing this stuff. All right, you ready? So in this week's video, I wanted to intro video. So in this week's video, I wanted to cover with you. I swear that freaking crow, it's always something like this. In this week's video, I wanted to do a review with couples. In this week's.
Get him, Crow.
And now the plane.
Right there.
And now the plane.
I got the sat on. Oh.
I got to sat on it.